Hi, welcome to the Rittner Floral School in Boston, Mass. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner, and it's a pleasure to welcome you into one of our classrooms today. We've got a very neat demo planned for you, and we think you're going to really enjoy it. You'll notice that what we have here on the platform are a couple of these unusual type items that generally become available around Halloween. Typically around this time of the year, you get all kinds of little devices, pedestals, things where we could put a pumpkin or possibly put a little container with the candy that the kids can take for trick or treat. This one, for example, is a little Frankenstein-like monster, and he's got a little head that you can put candy in and take candy out and so forth. This one you could, again, put candy or pumpkin or whatever. But this one is simulating a mummy, and we thought it would be kind of fun today, in today's demo, to play with this motif just a little bit more. And to play with it, we're going to use a very, very neat device. This is called a standing sphere. Yes, a standing sphere. What is it? Well, essentially, it is something created by the folks at Smithers Oasis. It's a great new tool. It's a sphere of foam, but it's not a total 360-degree sphere. Instead, it has a base to it. And the beauty of this is that it simulates a 360-degree sphere, but it's not going to roll around on me. It's going to stay in one place, and that enables us to do some really, really cool things with this. We have our foam standing sphere here. It's already been saturated with water, and let's play with this and see what we can come up with this concept of a mummy. And to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some mini carnations, miniature carnations, and I've cut them short. And I'm going to just take them and work them around into a circle. That's right. This particular tool is fun to work with. It's quick, easy. We can get really, really cool results and do it fairly fast. And the advantage, of course, is that our flowers are in a foam base. And that means that because they're in foam, they're going to hold up. They use a deluxe floral foam on this, so it's a very, very solid variety of foam, and they even have something called Max Life treatment in here, which means that our flowers are going to really hold up very, very well for us. And notice that all I have to do is take my flowers and work it around, coming around in a circle in terms of my floral material all the way around, and that's giving me really, really great coverage. Let's continue doing it some more, taking more of my mini carnations and work them in. Some of you, my viewer, may be wondering, Dr. Steve, you're using mini carnations. Is this the only kind of thing that you could use on this? Really, we could use all kinds of different flowers to achieve our effect. Carnations would work very, very well on this. I just happen to have a lot of white minis on hand, so I'm using a lot of white minis for this. But carnations would work well on this particular device. Palms would work well. I mean, we can really play with just about anything. I think the major criteria as far as the particular project that we're doing here today is that we want our flowers to be white, because we're coming up with the mummy effect, and that's the whole concept behind it. But notice, all I have to do is take my materials, work it around, quick, easy, fun. I love projects like this. And I'm just taking it, working it around, coming around all the way around in terms of my sphere, bringing it around here on the sides. It is great. I love this tool. It is an amazing, amazing tool. Makes it so easy to do some really cool things. I'm going to continue taking more of my mini carnations, bringing them around, working them. The key factor is you just have to cut your stems short, have a lot of flowers. You want to have flowers that are fairly well developed. In other words, you don't want buds on this. You want to have flowers that are fairly open. And I'm just gradually working them up on this, adding my flowers to this, working them as I go and coming around. And all I have to do is just keep working them in circles. Essentially, that's all there is to this. And you can come up with some really cool things. Incidentally, we're showing this as a particular project for the Halloween season, but this could easily be adapted for other seasons as well. And certainly, if you're looking to create the orb effect that many designers love to do for parties and functions, this particular tool will work very, very well in that capacity too. In other words, we could create orbs and spheres and decorate on tables with this kind of thing. So it's not just limited to novelties, although I love doing novelty type things with it. And I'm taking this, working it again. And look, if I wanted to go faster, I could use a simple carnation, and notice how the carnation will work very, very well for me. And I can do the same kind of a thing if I have carnations as well as my minis. It makes it just a little bit quicker, and it blends in very, very nicely for us. So I'm taking a few of my carnation flowers, and I'm also mixing them in with some of my minis just to come up with the effect that we want. And our mummy is gradually coming together very, very nicely using this great tool that is available to us by the folks at Smithers Oasis. So I'm taking it, working it in, gradually working it in. Well, I've got my overall face there about ready, but we do need to have a little bit more. We can't just leave our mummy without any kind of features. And so let's work in an eye, and we're doing that with a palm. We'll work in another eye with another palm. So I've got a little contrast here with my two eyes of my mummy. Let's give our little mummy character a nose. And so I'm going to take this and work a little nose in using another palm. And then we need to have some sort of a mouth. So I'm going to continue the process of taking some of my materials, and I'm going to work in some of my athos palms. And we've got some of the athos palms that work so well for us in terms of giving us some features. And so we have a little mouth on our character, and he's sitting there and he's looking at us and he's saying to us, wow, I never knew I could be a mummy of flowers. But yeah, we've got a mummy of flowers that's coming together. Let's add another athos palm right over here. So we've got a little bit of a facial feature here. Of course, our mummy doesn't really totally feel like a mummy yet unless he's wrapped. So here, hey, let's have some fun. This is, of course, part of the fun of doing something like this is we can take some of our toilet paper and wrap them around and come up with some features on our mummy. Don't overdo it. We want to have a little bit of toilet paper to help create the effect, but at the same time we don't want to cover everything. So I'm just going to take it and just simulate the fact that our little friend is covered and has some of his wrapping here, yet at the same time I don't want to overdo it. So I'm just taking a little of that, and then I can take that, wrap it around, make sure that his eyes show or her eyes show, whatever. And so our mini carnations and our carnations still show, and it's definitely something that involves our flowers, but at the same time we get this simulated wrap using some of our toilet paper on there. Let's take a closer look at our friend here, just so that we can see him. He looks grim, but don't most mummies look very, very grim? A mummy of flowers. A mummy of flowers. And now, of course, we want to make sure that we let our mummy know that our mummy shouldn't lose his head. Whee! Whoops! I lost my head. Okay, let's put him back. And so we've got a very, very cute novelty for Halloween, making use of our standing sphere. It's quick, it's easy, and fun. And incidentally, we can do other things with this as well. For example, notice a companion piece, a little pumpkin using the same technique with our standing sphere of foam. What do you think, my viewer? Quick, easy, and fun. That's the Rittner Floral School way. On behalf of all of us here at Rittner's Floral School, we want to thank you for coming in and visiting with us today. I'm Dr. Steve Rittner. Come back and visit us for more of our video series.